Today I'm trying to figure out how this fender goes, how all the mounts go, and a couple people are giving me suggestions on the internet there. I always appreciate that. And this is that tail light section that I got here that I want to use. And I think it's complete unless there's supposed to be another metal bracket inside of here. But the one subscriber suggested that this is the bracket, and then that just bolts on like that. I don't know if you can see the picture there, but you know, this would just rattle around in there and chew everything up. There's no support. So you know, my understanding is that, you know, this bracket goes on unless there's a different one for that housing, but I believe that goes on like that. Then the bolt goes through that hole and it sits like that. You know, I think that's how that goes. I'm gonna go that route unless there's a different plate that fits inside here. But what I notice on a lot of the pictures on the internet of these bikes and the rebuilds and everything, the back fender in this taillight section never seem to fit right. They don't look right. And I really can't set this up until I get the rear wheel and swing arm in there, because a lot of them you'll see this light's on an angle like that. You know, it doesn't look right, or they're sitting up high like that. No, this thing, it's supposed to sit dead level, you know, when this bike's level on the ground. And you see a lot of them with it tilted down. That doesn't look right. So there's lots of room for adjustment on that fender. And let me shut you off. I'm going to show you the front, because I don't know how the front goes together. Maybe some of you guys can help me with that. Yeah, there's four, where are we? There's four holes there. And there's two in the back of the battery box and behind. And so I'm not sure what goes here. And then with this, just a sec here. With this plate that I've got painted here, there's two bolts that go through here. And then in the frame above, I'm pretty sure I had these, I'm pretty sure this is the way I took it apart with, there you can see better there. There was like a long bolt with a nut on the inside and a nut on the outside, and I don't know if that's so that you can adjust this clearance down here on the battery box. I think it should be more like that, a little bit of a clearance there, but I think that's how it goes. And I kind of had it all together with this piece in here, and it wasn't centered. It wasn't centered in that taillight section there. It was offset by about 1/4 of an inch. So, but I can adjust that by ovaling out the holes in the fender a little bit. But I kind of want to wait till I get the swing arm on, the rear wheel in, and make sure I'm setting it up level. That's all a little bit tricky doing that. Okay, but if anybody knows for sure if that's how that goes, with the long bolt and the nut on the inside, and there's a space in here, I'd appreciate that. And I don't know what goes here. I don't remember even taking anything out of that battery box. I don't have any photographs of that. Okay, thanks. I was just putting this bolt in here for the inner primary cover, snugged it up, and it snapped right off. So I gotta get that fixed. You can see there wasn't very much holding that. It must have been previously broken. Just a little bit of, you can see the clean part here. That's the only thing that was holding it. One more thing to fix. I was thinking about grinding this off, drilling it out, tapping it out, but my friend's a pretty good welder there. Peter the Body Man, and I've seen him weld studs like that before. Really good. So grind it down, weld it up, and should hold better than the way it was. One more thing to fix. Here's the original stock plates. This chrome muffler brackets came with the bike, but it was missing the this piece that's, you know, supposed to go all the way up to there. So I just made a little template like that, and I just happened to find a piece of stainless in my junk pile, the right thickness, everything. So now I gotta make 2 of those, cut it out, grind it out, stamp it out, not sure. My buddy's got a big, he works at a machine shop, so he has access to a press where he can, or shears, big shears. He could just shear this all off, and then I just have to roundin it up a little bit. But I could pre-drill the holes and etch it all out and get it all ready to go. That's what I'm going to do today. Get those ready. Because once I get these brackets on, then I can mount the exhaust on, and one less thing done. Just making a template of these 3 holes so I can drill these 2 holes into the fender here. Just made it out of cardboard. And then I measured from the outside of the fender to the outside of that hole. Same with here, 3 inches, 3 inches. And then I kind of put it on there just to make sure it's going to fit square. Line up with these 2 holes. And that should work. This bracket has to be in there to hold that fender. Okay, next step. Bit. I set it with a punch. Cooking steak, I gotta hurry. Fine little punch mark there. Okay, gotta go check my steak. Flip the steak, I got about 8 more minutes. One thing about drilling through this fender, can't hurt it. It's got lots of dings and dents, and I got 2 extra holes here. And might have to fill them in or something there. One more drill bit, a little bit bigger. might have to make those a little bit bigger just so I can move it around a little bit to get it lined up right with these ones. These ones are all slotted and bigger. Yeah, I probably should go one size bigger drill bit. That's it. Just in conclusion for this video here, I did find a breakdown on the fender parts on the internet there, and it was kind of a, not specifically for a 1970, but it did show that there were spacers in here. I don't know how long they are, 1/2 inch, 3/4. Maybe I have some here somewhere. Probably something like that. That sits in behind there. And you see there's 2 holes in the battery box back here. Well, that's for the horn mount to go down, but maybe those bolts bolt to the horn, and then another nut on the outside here, or vice versa. I'm not sure quite the arrangement of that. And then I was thinking later with this tail section, going back to this now, I don't need the swing arm in or the rear wheel on or anything. This tail light, I'll just leave that there. Pray she doesn't fall off for a minute. It just needs to be pretty parallel with this. Just pretty close. I can see it goes downhill a little bit there, but I don't have it bolted on either. But yeah, this is going to be my line of reference here. This should be parallel to the ground, and the light should be parallel to this to look proper. So that'll take care of that problem. And the brackets for the Z plate, or for the muffler here, I meant to do a video at the end of that. I had the holes all drilled out. I made a template for that. And yeah, I guess I don't have any of the pieces here, but took it over to Peter. He works in the machine shop, and they have a bandsaw, real high-powered bandsaw. So he's gonna bandsaw out those brackets for me out of the stainless steel. I've already got the holes drilled, and then I'll just buff it up. So I just hope he's got time tomorrow. Otherwise, it just drags on and drags on. So those are just some of the projects I'm doing there. He's got to paint these, primer these, and paint these silver. He's got about 6 little parts of mine there right now that have got to be primered and painted. So I got to bring these ones over tomorrow too. And I might have to bribe him, give him some money. But yeah, oh, and the horn too. I want to get that primered and painted as well. So that's it for today. It's starting to cool off tonight. I don't know where my thermometer is, but that's it for today. Thanks for all the help on the internet there. And if anybody else has got some pictures or anything of their bike, or how that fender mounts down there, I could sure use some help there. Thank you very much. Good night.